I'm Mike McCoy. I am the video producer at North Shore. I grew up in a Christian home. My family never fought. It was weirdly serene in our house all the time. And then when I was in high school, my parents started sleeping in separate rooms and then eventually got divorced. Essentially, my Christian bubble that I'd lived in my entire life was popped. And before any real life or any real emotions could even get close to me, I started building walls and just started living in this numb space. It was around the same time that I got hired here at North Shore that I started discovering that I don't think I like Christianity. I'd taken all the steps and I've gone all the right paths. I didn't party and I didn't hang out with the wrong crowd. I avoided all of these things and it felt like for no reason. So I had this strong feeling like I had really missed out. I started kind of just trying to live in this constant state of intoxicated because that was what was fun. Real life was not fun, and especially because everything from my life felt like it just completely disappeared. I came up with this plan that I was going to leave for Portland and just start over, go hang out with my friends down there. I was leaving in January and I was working the Christmas Eve service. It was kind of like do or die time. It's like, this is it. This is big. I'm just going to Portland, but to me it was like, this is it. God, if you exist, show yourself to me. And I worked all 6 that we had, and every single time I never felt one thing. And so I'm in this place where I'm moving for Portland. I'm leaving friends and family, and I'm leaving the church, and I should be feeling so many things. I went into the bathroom and took my keys and started hurting myself. Because I wanted to feel anything. When I moved down to Portland, it was not what I expected. I had always had a reason or a way to not have to deal with things and live in this numbness. I started having panic attacks every day. I was afraid to go to sleep because I didn't want to wake up. I'd just be freaking out and I'd have to call someone for 2 or 3 hours at a time just to have them talk me down. I'd already made the decision that I was going to Portland, but in between that time before I actually left is where I had met Julia, who's now my fiance. I'd be complaining about my life or whatever it was, and she would always be the one that was like, well, why don't you pray about it? Why don't you ask God about it? And I'd told her several times that I'll never become a Christian, and that is certainly not how I'm dealing with this. I didn't realize that I needed God, but I did realize that I needed Julia. Through all of my ridiculousness, I was trying to pursue her. Our first date was hanging out in Centralia. The entire time I started feeling this panic attack coming back, and we were about to go home, and I was starting to really freak out in the car with her. I asked her, reluctantly, but I asked her to pray for me. It was the first time that I felt a panic attack just leave. I finally came back and I went to the Philippines. Everybody tells you that your life is going to change, and I was thinking, I've been praying, and I'm trying to follow God, I'm trying to be a Christ follower now. Maybe this trip will be where I just really feel something. The entire time I was like, is this changing my life? Is this doing it? There's beautiful little kids running around and I'm shooting video, and it's this amazing experience, but I'm not even there. I finally muster up the words to say to my brother and Tom Regan, we were in the same room, and I was like, guys, I'm not feeling anything. Before I could even say the entire thing, I just started breaking down crying. I guess it was kind of through talking about it and through being with them, and then the last day, I was really able to see God moving. And it was the first time that I'd ever understood an intangible and slow moving God. Years of my life, I had never ever cried, but it seems like I can't stop in bad and in good now, and it just feels like in Christ I am living finally. I've never ever felt so alive. My relationship with Christ is only growing stronger, and it's exciting.